So in the last two videos, we were multiplying one radical expression times another radical expression. But now we're going to do multiplication, but in a distributive way. So we're going to take we're going to take the square root of 6 times 1. So that's going to be one part, the square root of 6 times 1, plus, and then we have to take the square root of 6 times the other part, 3 times the square root of 6. Okay, so the first part, that's just going to be the square root of 6. Now here, I'm going to want to rearrange that a little bit. So I'm going to have the 3, and then I'm going to have the radical 6 times 6. So it's going to be square root 6 times 6, because these two parts, those get multiplied together. Now, if that's confusing for you, let me go over here. Because you might be saying, well, why aren't you distributing? Because it's not addition, it's that's all multiplication. So we're just rearranging, and this goes back to what we were doing in the other videos. And so then that part becomes, or you could put 36, but I'm going to break it down anyway. So square root of 6 plus 3 times, I have a pair of 6's, so I get a 6 out, and there's nothing left. So I don't need to write the radical. Everything got out. So how do I write the final answer? I could write it the square root of 6 plus 18. Usually, though, they put the radical at the back, so they're probably going to write 18 plus the square root of 6. I'm not super picky on that, but just usually that's what they do. Okay, so here we have another distributing situation. So we're going to take and distribute in. So I have a negative 2 times the cubed root of 4. So I put the radical at the back. And then I have minus, I have the cubed root of 4. Whoops, I wrote that wrong. It's the cubed root. I said cubed root of 4 times the cubed root of 6. Okay, so hopefully the distributing is working for you and visual makes some sense. Now, can I split up the 4? Well, 4 is 2 times 2, but that's not enough to get a cubed root out of it. So it's just going to stay negative 2 times the cubed root of 4. The other part, though, that I might be able to do something with. So you could either break it all down into its primes, or you could multiply it together. 4 times 6 is 24. Oops. Okay, but 24 is 8 times 3. So I can take the cubed root of 8. So I'm going to have negative 2 cubed root 4 minus 2 cubed root 3. Now, I think they kind of did this one on purpose. Can I combine those? No, they're not the same radicand. They're both cubed roots, and they both have a negative 2 in front, but which doesn't really matter. Those could have been different, but the radicands have to be the same. So one's a 4, one's a 3, so can't combine them. So you're done.